Have Shinzo Abe and Haruhiko Kuroda finally won the war on deflation in Japan? These two men have vowed to do whatever necessary to inflate the Japanese yen, and it looks like it may be a dream come true for the Prime Minister and the head central banker. However, their dream may be a nightmare for the citizens of Japan as 25 years of deflation ends and higher inflation is on the horizon. Recently, the stock market has soared. Core inflation is at a 15-year high, and workers are starting to demand and get raises. The greatest indication of the war on deflation ending comes from Tanaka Kikinzoku Jewelry, a precious metal retailer in Japan. The Financial Times recently reported that in Ginza, at the company's flagship store, people lined up for 3 hours to buy 500-gram bars worth $22,500 US. They also reported that March 2014 was the busiest month in Tanaka's 120-year history. At this point, you might be wondering how they were able to pull this off. Let me take you for a little walk down Moneybag 73 lane for a look at the recent battles that have been being fought over the past 4 years. And if Shinzo and Haruhiko are successful, you will have every person across Japan looking for a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
Hello everyone, today's October 6, 2010. Japan has announced that they're going on a spending spree. They're going to set aside 5 trillion yen that the central bank is going to basically grab out of thin air, and they're going to use the money to buy corporate bonds, government bonds, ETFs, and a string of other things, real estate, in order to prop up their economy. So at the expense of their citizens, through inflation, they're going to be devaluing their currency. We're looking at 20 years of stagnation coming out of Japan. And this is a country that was, rip and roaring from the 60s to the 90s. 30 years, just one of the biggest, fastest expanding economies on the planet. And now they've had 20 years of stagnation. So they came out today, the Bank of Japan, and they said that they're going to expand their government bond purchase program by 10 trillion yen. Where are they going to get 10 trillion yen? Well, they're going to print it up. It's about $124 billion. Hey, what's that noise? What is that? Something wrong with the car? What's going on here? Wow, what is that noise? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That's the printing press cranking out yen in Japan. Man, I thought something was wrong with the car. I can hear those printing presses all the way over here in the United States. After recent announcements by the Federal Reserve and the ECB, Japan says we're in. Another 10 trillion yen. Announced yesterday. It's about $126 billion, US dollars. And so they're on board. And the finance minister's happy. He says very much welcomed that the Bank of Japan is going to crank out another 10 trillion yen. Hello everybody, today's October 30th, 2012. Well, today we got word that the Bank of Japan's policy board voted unanimously to increase the asset purchasing program that they have going on, which is about 80 trillion yen, the program. They're adding 11 trillion to that program of asset purchases. So 11 trillion yen is about 138 billion US dollars. This is the first time ever, if the source I was reading is correct, that they've stimulated 2 months in a row. Last month I reported on 10 trillion yen being added to this program. So, another 130 billion last month wasn't enough. We got to throw another 140, almost 140 billion at it this month. And I don't even, is this like stimulus package number 18 for Japan? I'm not sure. I mean, stimulus packages, I guess you could probably say they've worked, because the whole economy over there would have collapsed by now if they hadn't been printing up so much money over the past 20 years that they've been in a funk. So
meaning Bank of Japan must do whatever thing necessary to eradicate deflation rather than inflation. So I have no concern about the purchasing of government bond in Japan at this stage.
okay, Haruhiko, I'll see if Michael has any ideas.
Okay, Michael, just got off the phone with Haruhiko, and he needs our help. They've been in this deflationary tunnel for almost 2 decades now.
Buddy, there's got to be a way out of here.
Well, Bernanke and Draghi have cornered the money printing market. And even though Japan has a 101 trillion yen bond buying program, QE 8, 9, and 10 just haven't done it, Michael. Is it time for QE shock and awe?
Looks like the only way out of here is up. Let's go for it. Turn elbows!
Whoa! Wow, Mike, that's what another 50 trillion yen feels like. That'll sure double the monetary base. If that won't get the Japanese people buying physical gold and silver, I don't know what will.
So now today we hear QE shock and awe. I heard it termed one place. 151 trillion yen bond in addition to other asset buying program. To put this in perspective, 10 trillion yen is $104 billion, give or take. Japan will now take a massive leap forward in the world economy's race to debase their currencies by doubling their monetary base in the next 2 years.